Okay, the second and last one. Is
Uh,
there anything we could do for them using our, fight off them using our eyes? Is it just again the same three steps? You think, or is there something
okay,
particular
the
with them
eyes thing.
using to use them to using our eyes to see see what we're seeing, that kind of thing?
Okay, the eyes thing is like it's a total disinformation thing. It's as far as I can tell, it's 100% not real. Again, I can't say 100%. I would say 99.9999999% sure it's not real. What they do, however, is they will during break-ins, they will put in little tiny cameras all over your house. They will surveil your electronics. So in that sense, they can see what you're doing a lot of the times, but they cannot see through your eyes. They're putting those pinhole cameras up, or very, very small cameras. And then getting back to the point of these people, if you've got children oh, sorry, I don't want to freak you out, but they take that, they record that, those cameras that they've installed in your house during break-ins, and they sell that footage. It's part of the human trafficking, unfortunately. But I actually, at one time, I wish I had proof of this, but one time I was dealing with I wasn't dealing with him, I was talking with my friend who was kind of losing his mind, which he has a little bit. He's a survivor too, but he is so heavily isolated and influenced by spooks, it's unbelievable. One of the spooks that was influencing him to hate me, he had a Twitter page. This was through Twitter, but this is somebody I knew in real life, so I can attest to him. He really is targeted, whatever, it doesn't matter. Anyways, the person that was trying to influence him, I went to his Twitter, and then I clicked some link to an Instagram that was under his banner. On the Instagram was pictures of children, like not explicit. There wasn't child porn or anything like that, but there was a name next to each one, right? And it was a link to these kids' social media. I can't remember if it was Instagram or Facebook or something like that. Well, I blacked it out more or less because I got so angry about it. But on their pages, on the little thing below it, it had like different symbols, hearts and stars and rainbows and stuff like that. That guy, who was I'm 90% sure was an Israeli, because the group that targets my buddy are all Israelis usually. It's a longer story, doesn't really matter. He was trafficking these photos and images or access to these children through their family being neuroweapons human trafficked, I believe, almost positive of it. The children were from all around the world, and this guy was almost as sure to be as spook as possible. The reason I'm bringing this up is, how did they get access? How are they selling access to these children? Well, through these cameras and methods like that on the human trafficked person's environment, and then they're giving remote access to their weapons to people involved in these networks for money or whatever, right? Like let's say like George Bush Jr., right? And I don't care what your politics are, it's not about politics. What does he do on Saturday night? He would potentially, I'm not saying he does, I'm saying this is the type of person that would potentially log into these things to hurt children with directed energy weapons while he watches and live feeds through cameras. Most of what they're doing is old spycraft. It is. It's old counterintelligence and intelligence techniques that go back to World War I, James Bond era stuff, all the way to present day. The sci-fi part of what they're doing is directed energy weapons, nanotech, and implants. I mean, that's really and there's some AI software learning part of this too, right? I'm not going to say there isn't. I just don't think it plays that much of a part as the chemical poisonings and the nanotech, blah, 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 the conductive pathways in your body. When the conductive pathways are maintained in your body, that's when the software and all that other stuff plays a bigger part. But I know it does play a part. It's just that's the extent of the sci-fi tech. As far as I can tell, there's no evidence to suggest that you can use nanotechnology to create the way to send data of what the person is seeing. As far as I know, that's not the case. I might be wrong. I don't think I'm wrong.
Can I address or ask a question about that?
Yeah,
I know for a fact that I have an implant in my right eye, and I know for a fact that I am not allowed to wear the dark crow's glass that I used to wear in the past when I was running around the real world. I'm not allowed to wear those. I can't order them. I can't get a hold of them. I can't wear dark glasses anymore. What I have is very light ones that anybody could see through. So what are they doing with the implant in my right eye then?
Well, you bring up a great distinction, because that is the type of technology that might have that ability. That's exactly right. It would require a significant investment of technology in relation to that part of your body. As far as I know, you see, the nanotech can't do that. But there are different things that happen to us in dealing with these being survivors in this network. And one of the things they used to do more so with people, 10, 15, 20 years ago, more or less, basically before 2012, they used to put different implant technology into people to test its capacity for their war fighters or whatever. That sounds like you've been one of those people. To the average,
it came in with a syringe and eye drops in an ophthalmological's office that I trusted for 20 years.
What year did that happen in, if you don't mind me asking?
I wish I could remember. I've tried to remember, but it was before 2010.
Yeah, that sounds right. That sounds exactly like I've heard a million times over. Yeah, no.
I was sent to the lab to take pictures several times, and it wasn't right. She kept putting eye drops in. It wasn't right. And then she screwed around, and then it was right. And then now I know for a fact, because I had another person recently look into my eye just to see if I had an implant, saw it, and then went on around their way. So I know I have one in my right eye.
Yeah, no, you said that. Sorry for interrupting you. That sounds 100% to be a real thing that I know has happened to people throughout time. And if it's something like that, I thank you for talking, because that's the exact type of distinction that needs to be made here. If it's something that they can see through like that, it's going to be a noticeable aperture. It's going to have physical dimensions that are going to be somewhat observable by the naked eye. And that's exactly what you're talking about today. As far as I know.
It is.
Yeah. As far as I know. And what do I know? I'm just a guy that's talked to a lot of people, survivors, and then also that's breaking through this element of what they're doing now in 2026. But you go back to 1980 or even 2008, right? And it was a different game before they played this. They were doing the nanotech back then too, but the difference between then and now is the capacity for directed energy weapons to access the nanotech, and how rapid the nanotech can grow within your body has increased 1,000-fold. So pretty much every targeted person, every neuroweapons human trafficking survivor, this is the main thing they have going on. But yes, there is other things from different programs, policies, efforts that they had from yesteryear, like you were just talking about. Thank you for speaking.
Thank you.
The average person, though, that thinks that they've got what they're doing can be seen through their eyes, it's not right. They've got cameras in their environment.
Tweet, tweet, tweet. Tweet, 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 tweet. Ooh. Ooh, 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 ooh.